Happy New Year out there in Vol Nation. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. I know Tennessee basketball is playing right now, 29-16 as I speak, but really wanted to kind of hit a New Year's Eve afternoon football video as to where we're at with a couple of the hot topics right now and a potential other hot topic that I think is out there that I want to talk about. So I'm going to talk Matthews, I'm going to talk portal, and I'm going to talk coaches out here. There's a few things out there, and there's so much going right now that it's hard to make heads from tails on it. I had some people get upset yesterday in a video where I said that it was embarrassing what I saw over the weekend. Let me clarify myself on that one. I'm not calling Vol Nation embarrassing. I love the fanatical, how big of fanatics Vol Nation is. Where I had the problem at, and I draw the line, is when you're openly posting rumors, stuff to hurt the program, stuff that's possibly not even true. I have no problem at all because we've sat here and called there needs to be changes and stuff. I have no problem with that. So let me clarify and make sure you listen to my content, what I meant on that, because there wasn't calling the whole fan base that by any means, because it's the best fan base in America. I don't like it if we're trying to openly hurt the program by just posting false rumors and stuff. That's my problem with it. So with that out of the way now, let me get into it. Mike Matthews, the only news today, and I was sent this by somebody, but Vols Big Orange Podcast, Big Orange Pod, they had posted an article, I guess it's A to Z Sports, that Pete Nakos, who's kind of the portal king right now overall, was on 104.5 The Zone today, and the Buck Rising show. And he said that Matthews, which we've talked about on here, not officially in the portal yet. This whole time frame is what's crappy about supposedly 48 hours. Well, we're well past 48 hours. I've seen Austin Price talk about they have to go through a portal training program. You got to get the paperwork and all this stuff. Now apparently the holiday factors in to this. But NACO said it remains unclear at this time what direction this is heading. Tennessee Compliance Department has definitely made sure to wait as long as possible to put his name in the portal. He's not officially in yet, but Tennessee continues to try to work the phones to get him back for next season. And to me, I'm going to go into this belief as to why it happened. And I've got a couple thoughts on it. But to me on this one, the longer it goes, I think it doesn't bode well for Tennessee. I think that the longer this goes, once he's in the portal, I think you could almost say it's done at that point. So hopefully Tennessee can talk him back in. The fact that they have not been able to do that, though, and what going on the third day, to me is concerning. And so Nakos went on to say on here, why did he think it happened? And they talked about the Nico rumors Saturday night. Here's where I'm kind of number one on it. Your quarterback. You want to have the best players around you and stuff. Yet you're out, and there were numerous guys on the team did this. I got to call it out on it. You were out here stirring things up, whatever you were trying to do, and you caused it. You had a hand in this, supposedly. All right. I don't know that I believe it so much that Matthews saw that and he said, I'm hitting the portal on it. Could it have had something to do with it? Yes. But in this day and age, I would think, number one, you being a receiver and that's your quarterback, I'm sure you got each other's phone numbers. Reach out to him. If not that, reach out to Josh Heupel about it. So that's why I have a hard time believing. I'm not saying it's not true, but I also don't believe it's totally true. I think there's some I have a problem with the guys out there trolling with their eyebrows and whether they're trying to be funny or what. Be a leader. Be a leader on the team. Be a leader on the team. I have a problem with that, with our quarterback out there doing it. I don't have anything against him. I'm nothing like that. But if that did have something to do with it and Matthews ends up leaving, go look in the mirror as to who you got to throw to next year, if that is indeed the truth on it. Nakos does say, he said, I think we all saw the Nico rumors flying Saturday night. I think there was a little concern there. I'm not saying those rumors were true. I'm just saying those started to spread on social media, and that maybe gave Mike Matthews some pause. Beyond that, I don't know if he necessarily made this decision, know if he wanted to leave Tennessee for good. I think it might have been a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. That's what Tennessee's trying to tell him. Hey, come back, Nico's back. That's the kind of pitch Tennessee's making on this one. And so, if that caused it, yeah, we need to have some conversation with our quarterback and some of these guys. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You go against your own team. If that's the truth, if there's any truth to that. But I still go back to me, I don't necessarily believe that. I think it goes back to you had a 5-star freshman who didn't play a lot last year. And I think that's where it's coming back. I think it's the bottom line. Matthews, the family's upset because of the lack of playing time last year. And at some point, this Tennessee staff is going to have to start playing the talented freshmen. They're going to have to on it. I don't care if a guy knows where to be. If a guy knows where to be but can't make the play, it's pointless on it. We always hear this. Well, we trust the older guys. They know where to be. Great. Well, if you know where to be, you should be able to make the play. If you can't, give me the more talented guy who can maybe, make chicken salad out of chicken crap. I'll take that over the veteran who can't make the play any day of the week. There's a lot of questions on that wide receiving unit. So we'll see what happens with Matthews. To me, my opinion is I don't think it's trending well, or we would have heard something by now. Hopefully I get proven wrong on this because I definitely don't want him to leave. He would be, I think, arguably WR1 next year. But, we'll see on that. Then it comes that there has been some rumor out. Of course, Tennessee is supposedly going all in trying to get the Branch brothers on campus. And there's even been some people throwing out that USC's wide receiver coach, Dennis Simmons, could possibly come too. I still have to see it to believe it on a coaching change. I know people's unhappy with Kelsey Pope. I'm not taking up for him or anything. I think if you're Josh Heupel, you have to truly evaluate what's going on in that room because they didn't have a lot of they've not had a lot of production the last 2 years. You just had a ton of guys leave. Whether they left or not is one thing, but that is guys you recruited. That was your evaluations. You just lost basically an entire class due to misevaluation on it. Now you have a 5-star freshman hitting the road, and you can't tell me blocking was an issue. He was the best blocker of all the receivers, Mike Matthews. We saw that. So, what's the problem? Why can we not get a talented guy on the field? And if our routes are that difficult, maybe we need to dumb them down. I'm not saying anybody's dumb. I'm saying maybe we need to make them more simple. Run a freaking slant. Just run slants. Run screens or whatever. Have a go route occasionally on it. It's not that difficult. It's really not. If we're causing them to overthink that much, that's on the coaches making it that difficult for somebody to come in and pick up a system. You look at the 7 5-star freshmen who come in last year. Mike Matthews, Micah Hudson, who transferred from Texas Tech, going to Texas A&M, were the only 2 who didn't make a real significant contribution. The other 5 did. I'll chalk that more up to Tennessee, in my opinion, and their scheme, the way they play the receivers, the rotations. So could the Simmons thing, is there any legs to that? I don't know that there is. I have to see that to believe it. But I think you have to evaluate that room. What's going on here that we only at this point in time have 2 scholarship wide receivers on our campus? And I'm not counting the 3 who are coming in. But that's a problem. That's a problem. And I mentioned the Branch brothers. I'm fired up seeing the rumors that Tennessee's going after them too. But to me, I'm going to kind of hold off getting too excited until we see they get them to campus. If they get them to campus, yeah, I'll start getting a little more excited about it. But until then, we'll see. Hopefully Tennessee can get them on campus, or it's been said Nico's dad's helping, recruit. They should help recruit him if they did play a part in Mike Matthews leaving. Not, again, that rumor is out there. I've seen it from numerous media people saying it. I have a hard time believing it in this day and age, but at the same time, if you're out there doing that, it probably did not help matters any. A potential big one out there. Of course, Tim Banks, Willie Martinez, Mike Eckler, their contracts are up at the end of January. And I think one that doesn't get mentioned a lot as well is Kurt Schmidt, the strength and conditioning coach. His is up as well. But Miami fired their defensive coordinator, Lance Guidry. I was trying to put 2 and 2 together on that. He is the dad of Jansen Jackson, who played at Tennessee back, committed under Lane Kiffin, played that year. Then he was removed from the team, then he was put back on it. And then he played his sophomore year for Dooley, and then he got kicked off again. A guy with a lot of talent that I think I don't – anyhow. But some of the defensive coordinator boards has mentioned Tim Banks with Miami and saying that he would listen on it. So that's going to be one to monitor. I mean, some people may get their wish on that one, that Tim Banks does leave and go to Miami. I think it's interesting that his contract expires at the end of January, and it's said that he's had an extension on his desk for some time and it's not been signed. So I wonder what happens. And if Tim Banks were to leave, where does Tennessee go from there for a defensive coordinator? I don't think they promote from within based on what I've read. I think they'll go outside and get someone else. But you've got a pretty good coaching staff on that side with Banks and Garner, Inge, and Martinez on it. I think all those guys, if they come back intact, I'm fine with it because I've seen improvement out of their units each year. This one bears watching, though, in my opinion. And I think I think there could be some legs to it just because of the fact that Banks' contract is up at the end of next month. So we'll see where that goes along the way. So I did see in the VolQuest chat last night, somebody asked the mods, do you think there will be any coaching changes? And I saw one of maybe a couple of them say they would be shocked if there's not at least one on the staff. So we'll see where it goes. From there, it's going to be definitely some eye-opening stuff to watch moving forward. And it's, going back to Mike Matthews, that Pete Nakos article said that one could go all the way into Thursday. Just get it over with at this point. It's been exhausting, to be honest, but, keep you updated on any more news, any more entries. I mean, it's going to be interesting to watch as you're going to have 4 teams going to the house tonight and tomorrow night from the college football playoff. Who do they have that will hit the portal? Could Tennessee, could some good players hit the portal that then Tennessee could capitalize on along the way? So I wouldn't throw the towel in yet on this. It's definitely not been a positive start to the offseason. It's not where you start. It's where you finish, though. And, this coaching staff, they have gotten this program to a point it feels steady again. We'll see. Do they want to be here long term, or do they want to be kind of that Mark Richt to Kirby Smart here? That's kind of where I'm at with this along the way. Happy New Year to you guys. Thank you so much for your support as going on 2,700 subs on the channel. Make sure you check out the link in the description for the Patreon. That's where you can, for $1 a month, you can help support the channel, help bring coverage, best coverage, especially when we're covering all the sports around on that. But Happy New Year. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. Last but most certainly not least, it's always a great day to wear the orange.